Hello. It occurs to me that many of you might not know what a dietitian is. I actually have patients come to their first visit and I'm like, do you know what we do? And they're like, no, I just saw it on social media. So let me just clarify what it is that a dietitian does. Every dietitian has a degree in nutrition and food science, at least a bachelor's degree. As of 2020, we started requiring a master's degree as well. Everyone who was a dietitian before that with a bachelor's degree was grandfathered in. Their experience still very valid and counts, but we do now require a master's degree as well. I have a master's degree in nutrition and food science. After you complete your education, which covers not just food, but also covers physiology, a lot of background in disease and disease management, behavior change, and behavior change techniques, cultural context of food. So we complete the education and then we do a internship. It can be a 9-month internship with a large business, or it can be a graduate program internship. I did a 2-year internship in neurodevelopmental disabilities. So we complete our internship and then we take the national exam. Once you take the exam and pass it, you register with the CDR. That's our accreditation body. And in many states, once you're registered, you also get your license to practice. I live in Oregon, so I have a license to practice in Oregon. I actually have a license to practice in several states so that I can see patients online. We also are required to get 80 hours of continuing education every 5 years. So you don't just get your license and there you are, you're a dietitian forever. We have to stay up to date on the changing things. I mean, holy crap, there's a GLP-1 change, right? All of us had to get a lot of education on how to incorporate that into the work that we do. So we have 80 hours of continuing education every 5 years and we re-register every 5 years. It's important to distinguish dietitian from nutritionist. A lot of dietitians will call themselves registered dietitian nutritionist. I think that's confusing, but whatever. And my license actually says that, so it's a little weird. But nutritionists don't need any background. Anyone can be a nutritionist. And so often you'll find people who call themselves nutritionists because they read a book or they took a little online 6-week program. Dietitian is very different, obviously. So you can't have a unlicensed, uneducated nutritionist working in a hospital or even seeing patients in the way that I do. And that's important because nutritionists are often the source of misinformation, and it's just misguided, ill-intended, but very confusing for people. So if you can, go see a dietitian. More and more insurances are covering it these days, which is amazing because we used to only get to see patients in end-stage kidney disease and like new diagnosis diabetes. It was sad. So check. See if that's something that your insurance covers, and then book yourself an appointment. I wanted to also direct you, of course, over to Body Connection Nutrition. That is my website. I am a dietitian, but I also have an extensive background in neurodevelopment and education across the lifespan. And over at Body Connection Nutrition, I've created a lot of tools, learning tools that do work that a lot of dietitians may not be comfortable doing because they don't have this kind of background. So yes, it's helpful to learn what to eat and how to eat, but the work at Body Connection Nutrition teaches you where your food behaviors and your body relationship came from. And in learning about where those relationships developed across the lifespan, you can identify frameworks that are getting in your way. and then begin to rebuild them. So I've put those tools over there. The very first one is really impactful, and it's free. And if you think it's helpful, there's a whole suite of additional tools at your disposal. I'm also designing courses where we can meet and do this work together, because I think community is so important, and using this language together helps integrate those frameworks, helps you build new frameworks and new relationships with food much more quickly. So go check it out. I'm very excited about what we're building. And if that's not for you, see if your insurance covers a dietitian. It is amazing how much food noise you can get rid of when you learn the actual fundamentals of nutrition and how to put them into practice in your own life. So take advantage of that, because you're worth it. Okay, bye.